Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we'll be doing yet another toy review on two new Jakks Pacific figures from the 4-inch Sonic the Hedgehog line, Espio the Chameleon and Eggrobo. Like usual, I have a little story to tell. So, about 2 days ago I went to Target just to find a classic Knuckles as well as the new Grade A CD that came out, and of course I was unsuccessful with finding either one of them. But that's okay because I double checked the Sonic section one more time, and behind a whole bunch of Sonic and Tails figures from this line, I managed to find Eggrobo first and then Espio. They were the only ones in stock, so of course I snagged them in a heartbeat, and here we are today reviewing them. So that's my little story, and hopefully I'll find classic Knuckles very soon. But with that being said, let's take a closer look at the figures inside the package. Before we open the figures, let's take a closer look at them inside the package. So here we have Espio, a very brand new pristine Espio figure I may add, because I do have a used and broken Espio figure from DJAY'S. Here's the description. And here we have Eggrobo. If you want to pause, you can take a look at the description really quick. And that's about it for these guys. So with that being said, let's destroy their packages and take them out. Wow, wow, triple wow. I can't believe how far Jakks Pacific has come since the first wave of Sonic figures. This is amazing. But with that praise aside, let's actually take a look at the figures and their articulation. So we'll start off with Espio as usual. The new pristine Espio, as I have said before. Very nicely sculpted figure, very accurate to the character. Articulation wise, he has a 360-degree rotating head. His arms go all the way around as they should. Shoulders have the same ball joint as other figures. And his hand, not his whole gauntlet, his hand has the rotating articulation. The gauntlet's just kind of there for cosmetics. His legs go forward and back as they should, they swivel, and he has a bending knee, and his ankle goes all the way around. But as a bonus, he actually does have an articulated tail, which I believe is a very nice touch, especially if you want to do stop motions where you want full posability for this guy. So overall, a very awesome figure, although I would recommend being careful because he is a bit top heavy. Just make sure to look out for that. Now we're moving on to one of the coolest classic Sonic figures from this line, Eggrobo. I was blown away when I first took him out of the package because look at the detail. It's unreal. Almost as much as the Death Egg robot, to tell you the truth. I gotta say that Jakks is knocking out of the park. Look at this detail under the shoes. Like, wow. You would think that they wouldn't do that, but they did. So articulation wise, his head moves all the way around. He has the full swiveling arms, shoulder joints, all the good stuff. Forearm rotates around like it should, wrist goes around. Same thing with the other arm, but I decided to just put his gun in his hand, so yeah, there's that. No waist articulation at all, which is kind of unfortunate. His legs, the main joint, it kind of moves, but it kind of doesn't, so you'll want to be careful with that because it's really stiff, so I'm not going to take any risks. He does have a swiveling ankle, and his knees do bend, so there's a little bit of that posability for if you want to make him fly in maybe a stop motion video. So there's that. And he's not that top heavy with the gun because it's actually hollow plastic, so good on you, Jakks, for that decision. That concludes the main review portion of the video. Now I'd just like to share a couple thoughts. For one thing, Jakks Pacific will only climb further up the ladder of my favorite Sonic toy company because they keep producing characters that don't get enough love, and that is amazing. If we're getting Eggrobo, Rouge the Bat, E123 Omega, I'm pretty sure that we'll get figures like Cream the Rabbit, Marine the Raccoon, like, you know, other obscure characters that should get the love that they deserve in figure form. So, Jakks Pacific, you are amazing, and I appreciate the fact that you are going out of your way to do this for us, you know, especially to those who enjoy collecting Sonic toys. So, I highly recommend you guys pick these up if you can find them at Target. It's worth the hunt. One last thing before I put them on the shelf, here we have the original DJAY'S Espio figure. Now, I mentioned earlier in the video that I got this used, and that's because when I got the figure, he didn't have a left hand. The peg where the wrist would go actually was broken, so I had a spare Sonic hand, luckily, and some Crayola model magic. So what I did was I put it all together, made the gauntlet look as accurate as possible, and I painted over it. And of course I preserved it with some Mod Podge, and it actually did a lot of wonders for this figure. He can't move his elbow anymore, but I'm not complaining. It's more of a display piece anyways. As you can tell, it's a lighter purple compared to the Jakks Espio. I do actually kind of like the paint job on the Jakks figure more. But the Jazzverse figure is definitely a nice collectible from the 2000s. If Jakks Pacific decides to make the rest of the Chaotix, I may end up replacing all the Jazzverse ones with that, but I'm not entirely sure yet. So let's move on to displaying them on the shelf. And now we have both characters on the shelf in their respective places. So you may have noticed that there is a lot less figures on the shelf, more specifically the vintage stuff, and that's because I'm taking a break from collecting vintage items, and I am selling a lot of it off because I want to be sure to keep my finances in check, and I also just want to collect more of the mainline Jakks Pacific stuff. Yes, I know I still have a lot of Jazzverse figures, like the 5-inch area and the old McDonald's and Jack in the Box toys, and even Toy Island Big the Cat, but those figures are sentimental to me, and if Jakks decides to make a Big the Cat figure with Froggy maybe, then I'll replace that figure. But for now, I'm just going to be collecting mainline Jakks stuff, whatever they put out, so yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you'd like to see more stuff like this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good day. Peace.